Once lived a young man who received an enviable inheritance, but soon spent all the money. When he realized what he had done, he fell into despair. At that moment, friends of the late father came to his house. They wanted to support the young man. So one of them said, "You're like my son, and it hurts me to see that luck had turned away from you. Therefore, you must return it. Go on a journey, and don't stop until you meet it. Then you will live happily again." The young man decided to follow this advice. While traveling, he once saw it in a dream. Luck was at the top of the mountain, and it looked like a human being. It was beating her chest in desperation, as he himself had done some time back. When he woke up, the young man decided to go to that very mountain. Wandering along the road, he met a talking lion. The king of animals said that he would not harm him, and also inquired about the purpose of his journey. The young man replied that he had lost his luck and really wanted to meet it again. The lion was delighted and asked the young man to find out what medicine would help him recover. It turned out that for many years he had been immobilized by a serious illness. The young man agreed to fulfill the request and continued the journey. On the way, he came across a wonderful orchard. The young man wanted to refresh himself after a long journey, so he picked up one fruit and placed it in his mouth. At that moment, the young man felt a disgusting bitterness. It turned out that the fruits were spoiled. The gardener came out to meet him. He also wanted to know the purpose of the young man's journey. The young man told him his sad story. In response, the gardener told about his problem. His orchard was in a deplorable state, despite his best efforts. The gardener promised a generous reward if the young man's luck would help him figure out the causes of the gardener's problem. The young man agreed and continued the journey. When he had climbed a high mountain, he finally met his luck. The young man told it about his troubles and asked to return, and then he asked other sufferers questions. Luck thought, and then said that the young man had a chance to become happy. She also gave advice to everyone he had met. Luck sent him back and promised to catch up along the way. The young man did just that. First, he came to the girl and told her the Luck's words. It turned out that she had to get married, then all her troubles would disappear. The girl offered the young man to marry her, but he refused. He was afraid of responsibility. Then the young man came to the gardener and told Luck's words. The fruits were bitter because the gold hidden in the stream had a bad effect on the plants. The gardener wanted to give the young man all the treasures he had found, but he refused again, as he did not want to carry the gold all the way home. Then he went to the lion. The young man told the king of beasts about the advice from Luck for the gardener and the pretty girl, and about his refusal to all their offers. The lion became thoughtful and asked what news the young man had brought him. The young man said that the lion needed to eat the head of the most stupid idiot. This was the medicine that would save him from the disease. The lion immediately approached the young man and bit off his head. We should not lose the opportunities that fate gives us when we follow our goal. Don't waste your time. Don't be stupid. Accept gifts of fate. The road appears under the feet of the walker.